अब क्या तकलीफ फरमा रहे थे डॉक्टर साहब? यहाँ से पहले आ जाए, आगे ले लें। क्या हाल जी? So are you ready for the final question answer session now?
Assalamu alaikum, Huzur. The first questioner is Mr. Hassan from Damascus, Syria.
Assalamu alaikum. Hadhrat Amir al-Mu'mineen, if you don't mind, please, would you please tell me what we have to call Al-Masih Maw'ud alayhi salam? Is he messenger, or is he Nabi, or Rasul? Thank you very much.
Primarily, he is what he is predicted to be, Al-Masih al-Maw'ud and Al-Imam al-Mahdi. Now the question as to what the status of Al-Imam al-Mahdi would be in Ummah, and the question of what the status of Al-Masih al-Maw'ud would be in Ummah is the one which we must answer. Is the question which we must answer.
Yes.
So he is Al-Masih al-Maw'ud and Al-Imam al-Mahdi as far as we believe. And this is exactly what he claimed. So the question is open to the whole Ummah to decide. It is not an Ahmadi question alone. The entire Ummat Muslimah is answerable as to what they would believe the Imam Mahdi to be and Al-Masih al-Maw'ud to be. There is no difference of opinion on that. So it is an artificially created rift by the ulama between the Ahmadiyya belief and the non-Ahmadiyya beliefs. That is why I am answering your question in this particular way. The important question to be decided is not regarding Hadhrat Mirza Ahmed. The important question which is to be decided is about the status of Imam al-Mahdi and the status of Al-Masih al-Maw'ud as predicted in the ahadith of Hazrat Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You follow this?
Yes.
Correctly now. Now this question can be also addressed to the non-Ahmadi ulama. If you inquire for them, forget about Hazrat Mirza Ahmed for a while and tell me the status of Al-Masih al-Maw'ud when he comes. The answer invariably would be that he would be a Nabiullah. Invariably. And they can't give another answer anyway, because Al-Hadith al-Muslim, which speaks of the advent of the promised Messiah, or Isa ibn Maryam, that Hadith clearly speaks of him in relation to the future, in relation to his future advent, that he would be Nabiullah, 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 Nabiullah. 4 times in one hadith he has been mentioned as Nabiullah. So the ulama have no choice but to accept it. So they all agree that he would be Nabiullah. Now the next question which should be addressed to them is, if he would be a Nabiullah, then what about Ayat al-Khatam al-Nabiyyin? How would Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam will be Khatamun Nabiyyin? The answer they would give you would be that because he would become a Muslim, because he would accept his subordination in totality to Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so his coming would not be a violation of the Ayat Khatam al-Nabiyyin. You understand so far? This is exactly what we believe. Exactly. That Masih Maw'ud, because he would be born in Ummah, subordinate to Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because he will be a muti prophet who will not change Islam even a dot, nor is he appointed for that purpose. He will come to perform the role of what role is assigned by Hazrat Rasulullah to Masih Maud. And that does not violate the meaning, the sense of Khatam al-Nabiyyin in any way. So in this issue, both are fully agreed. The difference is only whether the old prophet would come again or a new Messiah will be born in the Ummah. As far as the status goes, there is not an iota of difference. I hope you understand this message. Now turning to Al-Imam al-Mahdi. What is Al-Imam al-Mahdi? Is he like any other Mujaddid? If he is like any other Mujaddid, why did not Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam refer to Mujaddideen as Al-Imam al-Mahdiyyin, Ahmad al-Mahdiyyin? He never did. Not even remotely so. Mujaddideen are separate and Al-Imam al-Mahdi is different. They are not even addressed as Aimma by Hadhrat sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The difference is that Mujaddideen never claim to be such Imams as were directly appointed by God, and as such to believe in them became essential. But this is not the case of Al-Imam al-Mahdi. Al-Imam al-Mahdi, as predicted by Hazrat Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is a leader of the whole of Islam under Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. No Mujaddid ever addressed himself or addressed the whole Muslim world on behalf of God. He addressed his community, his country, his people, and he always remained original. There was not one Mujaddid who appeared in the entire history of Islam who addressed the entire world on behalf of Islam. So he is different in his role, in his style, in the message he delivers, in the claims he makes. He becomes the representative of Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Otherwise, his message could not be universal. Hadhrat sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the only prophet who was universal. So anyone who could be entitled subordinate prophet to him had to be universal. Otherwise he would be like Anbiya Bani Israel, not like a prophet as should appear in the Ummah of Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If his message is original, he can't be a prophet of Ummah. If his message is global like that of Islam, if he is the one who is mentioned in the Holy Quran to fulfill the purpose of لَيُظْهِرَهُ عَلَى الدِّينِ كُلِّهِ, only then such an Imam can be entitled Al-Imam al-Mahdi. So first of all, remember that this title Imam is only granted to one person and not to all the Mujaddideen. Number two, what is the meaning of Al-Imam al-Mahdi? Is it a new term coined by Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or is it somehow mentioned in the Holy Quran, which Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam discovered, but the ordinary readers failed to do so? Now, when I studied the Quran from this point of view, I found 3 verses speaking of Imam al-Mahdi in a style. When I quote the verses, then you will understand what I mean. This term is used by the Quran only for the prophets. Nowhere the term Al-Imam al-Mahdi is employed by the Holy Quran to indicate ordinary reformers. I quote a verse from Surah Al-Anbiya, وَجَعَلْنَاهُمْ أَئِمَّةً يهدون بأمرنا